And the first topic is box office. Yeah, I know for some people that's not going to be too exciting, but check this out. The month of October is not normally something that a lot of people think of as having a lot of high box office value. In fact, traditionally, October is the lowest grossing month, not completely the lowest, but one of the lowest grossing months out of the year. That hasn't been the case this year. So before this October, the top 5 movies were Gravity, The Martian, Paranormal Activity, Jackass 3D, and Taken 2. That was before October of this month started. And the highest out of those 5, which was Gravity, only made $55 million at the box office. Then Venom comes along, and it destroys that box office with making $80 million. What's really funny is that those 5 before Venom came up, there was only a spread of about $5 million between those. But then number 1 comes around with Venom, and it destroys it by nearly $30 million. And then just go 2 weeks later, and Halloween breaks another record by becoming the second highest grossing movie. So out of the entire time that movies have been a thing, we get 2 out of the top 5 that happen this year. One of them being Venom, still at number 1 with 80 million, and then Halloween coming in, pulling in 67 million. So not only do we have 2 movies breaking the top 5 into the top 2 spots, both of them clearly beat Gravity, which was number 1 up until a few weeks ago. They destroy that record. So this is going to be setting a trend. Do not be surprised if you start seeing a lot more blockbusters being put into October in the next coming years. These studios have seen that people will absolutely go and see a good, well-made movie in the month of October, and they don't have to wait until November when people are on their Thanksgiving break, and they don't have to wait until December when everybody gets out of school, and they don't have to front-load everything into the beginning of the year and in the summer. There is a market in the fall. This year absolutely proves that. I also have to give my kudos to A Star is Born. A Star is Born, which is starring Bradley Cooper and directed by Bradley Cooper. This is his first movie ever directing it. Also co-starring with him is Lady Gaga. She hasn't been in too many movies, but she's been around the American Horror Story TV show, and she's been killing it there, so no surprise that she is a big draw for this movie. The movie came out 3 weeks ago, and it came out against Venom. Venom beat it in its first 2 weeks, so A Star is Born stayed in the second place. What was really odd about this past week, where Halloween was first released, is that Halloween did come in number 1, but A Star is Born continued to stay in the number 2 place, while Venom dropped to the number 3 spot. Very, very rarely do you have a movie that comes in, and by its 3rd week, we've had a couple movies go above it, and what was beating it beforehand drop below it, and it stays the same. That goes only to word of mouth and how good this movie has been critically. It has gotten really good reviews at the box office. In fact, right now on Rotten Tomatoes, it's currently holding a score of 90%, and the audience score is at an 84%. So that's actually pretty dang good. Very rarely do you have, especially this year, critics and audience members agreeing on a movie. So it's no surprise that this thing's continued to make money and is probably going to make a lot more money this weekend. Expect Venom to make a lot more money this weekend, and also expect Halloween to make a lot more this weekend. There is nothing coming out this week that has any sort of buzz. So expect Halloween to come in number 1. You can also probably expect A Star is Born to come in at number 2, and Venom probably is going to come in at number 3. I would not be shocked if Venom and A Star is Born flip-flop again. However, A Star is Born does have the better overall audience score and the better critic score, which means that there's going to be more repeat audience. All right, that does it about for the box office report. I know that this is a little bit later in the week than what you would normally get it, but hey, I like talking about the box office. So until I hear otherwise from my adoring fans, we're going to continue to have the podcast version of the box office report a week after the box office initially comes out.